Funding for Avery Talks About Stuff was made possible in part by the YouTube AdSense program and by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.
Ooh, haven't done that in a while. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, otherwise strange content. I know, I've been gone for like 4 months. I'm so sorry. If you guys don't know or haven't been around the channel super long at this point, I went like 5 years. 5 years without going more than a week between uploads or live streams or whatever. I was always making new content, and I loved it, but life behind the scenes got really crazy at the beginning of this summer. And as much as I loved YouTube, I was just getting that, like, YouTuber burnout really bad, and so I just said, hey, I need to take a minute. So I went on my first ever hiatus. It was basically like when old TV shows used to just run and run forever, but they would like go on break for the summer. That's basically what I did this past summer. And as much as it was a very well-needed reset, I really have missed you guys. I kept finding myself like seeing things, pieces of content, and being like, oh, I want to talk about that on the channel. But I didn't have the time or energy. So all that to say, I'm very happy to be back. I'm not like back on a full-time strict schedule yet, I don't think. I'm not really taking that many requests right now, but I do want to come on and just like start letting myself just kind of like make content on this channel again and find that, you know, like balance where I can keep making content without getting super burned out so I don't go on another 4-month hiatus, you know? And thank you guys so much, by the way, for still supporting the channel, still supporting me. I got a lot of really sweet messages, and people just like checking in and making sure I was okay while I was on break. And also I have like more than 1,000 more subscribers than I did when I left because people just were still watching and sharing the videos. So thank you so much if you're a new supporter or you've been here for a while. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Let's do some new content. I figured the best way to come back from break would be to go to our old favorite, Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction. This will be like, I think, the 13th episode, which feels very apt for going into spooky season. You guys know I love spooky season, and of course I wasn't gonna let it go by without making videos for you guys. But Beyond Belief is this show that we've covered a lot on the channel. There's a whole playlist, where you can watch all the other videos that I've made on all the other episodes we've covered. I don't know why I'm pointing over here like the playlist is going to be recommended to you. It might be. I'm also probably going to forget to put the little widget to prompt you to go over there, but just search the channel, you'll find all the old videos. If you don't know what this is, or you haven't seen any of our other videos, Beyond Belief was the show in the 90s and early 2000s where every week they would show you 5 short stories and you were supposed to guess if they were based on reality or just made up by the writers, and you could not guess. It was a rigged system, as that weird guy that might be president again likes to say, because they would write these really plausible stories to mix in to like confuse you as you were trying to guess what was real and fake, and then they would try to tell you that the most bizarre, improbable at best things definitely happened beyond a shadow of a doubt. And if you believe in any of the spiritual things that they tell you are real, not judging, I'm a spiritual person too, but it is funny when they like try to like present it to you as undisputable and then be like, you should have known better that this was real. Ghost cats are a thing, something that they said in one of the episodes one time. But anyway, let's just get to it.
Hosted by James Brolin.
Oh yeah, I've covered so many of these at this point that I'm just going in order from first to last, obviously skipping what I've already covered so that we make sure that we can one day hopefully say that we've covered all of these. And so this is another James Brolin episode instead of our beloved Jonathan Frakes, but James Brolin is cool too. It's just nobody remembers him because he only did like the first season and then just dipped. And then also Jonathan Frakes just became not only synonymous with the show because he hosted it for so long, but also he became all those memes that you see everywhere.
What do you want to be when you grow up? What's the right tip?
Have you called a plumber to your home lately? How superstitious are you?
How much money would it take to make you spend a night in a cemetery? Would you display this as a trophy? Do you have a pet?
Anyway.
We've all heard the riddle of the half-filled glass. Is the glass that holds this drink half full, or is it half empty?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. It's a lot harder to pull off the analogy when the glass is also full of ice.
Or maybe it really isn't a drink at all. Be on your guard tonight.
Oh, and it's not even a real drink. There's so many layers.
Do you believe in crystal balls? Cards that tell your fortune?
Some of you already know this about me. I collect tarot cards. I find them fascinating. It's getting cut off by the edge of frame, but over here, this shelf is completely just packed with tarot cards. And then up here, above the Nancy Drew books, there's also some more up there. Anyway, fun fact about me.
Like the three girls on our next story. They were just trying to have a little scary fun while they were home alone.
Looking back, I wish we'd never played that night.
So first story up, we've got three girls at a slumber party playing with a Ouija board. Tale as old as time.
Should I date Justin?
I want you to imagine you're a ghost. You're in the afterlife. You've done your time on Earth and now you're just chilling. And someone contacts you from the other side to ask you questions. And like you've been there for a second, so you have all the like afterlife tea. Like you're like, I'm gonna just dish on the universe, right? And then someone just asks you if they should date some random dude. Wouldn't you be disappointed? I'd be really mad.
T R Victor?
Victor doesn't know how to spell because Victor missed the O in Victor.
Free me. How?
Yep, there's the she's never seen a horror movie trope.
Do not turn to spirits or ghosts. Do not seek them out.
The Bible coming in with the assist.
Die? Who, us?
No, dumbass. Ronald McDonald.
A T T I C.
No, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Correct. That's the correct answer. Even if somebody isn't dead and they ask you just to hang out in the attic with them, don't do that. Oh my god, as if on cue, my dumbass cat was like rummaging around in the closet and I almost had a heart attack. I don't think that's actually how you're supposed to do that. I think based on the lore that I've heard at least, you're supposed to say goodbye so that the ghosts are just like, bye-bye, and then they can't talk to you anymore. I don't think burning it helps. I think burning it is actually bad.
It's Victor. Gotcha.
No. Jail. Immediate jail. Stop hanging out with her.
No, for sure, we are watching a comedy.
The ghost just wants to watch Miss Congeniality. Bad 90s special effects.
Where's Brooke?
I don't know. I thought she was with you.
Brooke's dead.
The board.
Told you. Didn't work.
Where is Brooke? With me.
I'm gonna be real. This one is like super 90s and super corny, but also like, I don't like it. It creeps me out.
She was never seen again after that night.
Even James Brolin doesn't believe this shit. Sorry, if the camera's shaking, I can see that it is. It's because whenever I go to do anything on the computer, like to start and stop the video, the desk that I'm working on shakes, and therefore the camera which is on the desk shakes. So sorry, we're reintegrating ourselves into YouTube things one step at a time.
Or did the girls cross over a line beyond the world of games?
Come on, you guys. Editors, don't leave him out to dry like that. He looks to the other camera and they just like take their sweet time like getting to that other camera. I'm a professional editor as my day job. That would have driven me crazy in the edit.
The story of a 450-pound man hopelessly in love with a 26-inch television.
I remember this one actually, and it is bizarre. It's like weird in a different way than the other ones usually are.
Watch.
I feel like if I ever do a channel trailer, I need to use that clip somehow.
Turn off the TV. Let's go for a walk or something.
Take a walk?
So this man has a whole wife and he can't even get up off the couch to stop watching TV for 2 seconds?
I work hard all week, and when I'm not working, I like to sit home and enjoy my favorite hobby. And TV is my hobby.
I know this generation gets our entertainment a little bit differently than the generations before. Streaming and YouTube and all those things have kind of replaced cable TV for us, but like, I know some of you guys are like avid YouTube watchers, and so am I. That's how I started being a YouTuber, but like, would you consider watching YouTube your hobby? Like, making YouTube videos is a hobby for me. On a good day, it's a hobby that pays me, but I wouldn't say watching YouTube is my hobby, and it's kind of the same thing for TV, right?
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, just some bad reception. Come on, Cupcake.
Is Cupcake the wife or the TV? It's probably the TV, right? This is so goofy. His reaction, her reaction, the way that there's too much silence in the edit. It's just goofy.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready for what?
We're going out to dinner, remember?
I can't.
Dump his ass.
I'm leaving you. I am sick and tired of being in a menage a trois with a television!
Good for her. I don't know why the writers had to write it like that, but good for her.
Goodbye, Brad.
She had 2 very distinct suitcases while she was leaving him, which leads me to believe she left him not only with her suitcase, but with his, which is such a power move.
You really don't want me to go.
Shh. Please shut me. This is the part where they shoot the dog.
This is so stupid.
Brad!
Let's shock him.
He died.
All right, lift him on 3. 1, 2, 3.
They didn't have to have a prolonged scene where they couldn't lift him into the ambulance.
Wait, set him down. Set him down.
Oh my God, what happened?
A few things to break down there. 1, those pads don't even look like they're properly stuck onto his chest, so how they're getting a reading, I don't know. Secondly, how weak was that TV screen? Thirdly, what do you think happened?
Oh my God, what happened?
He's got a pulse again. You know how mad I would be if I was a paramedic having to listen to this while I was trying to save somebody's life?
Brad Lewis, recently divorced and now unemployed, believes the television was responsible for saving his life.
So this man almost died, got a second chance miraculously, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. He's now divorced and unemployed and in love with his TV. I mean, J.D. Vance is into his couch, this guy's into his TV, and I guess it happens.
I never really paid much attention to this label back here. You know, the one that says warning, electrocution hazard. But now that I've seen the last story, I'm definitely taking this into the shop.
What's the shop gonna do for you, James? Take the electricity out of it for you? Oh, I guess he's saying, like, he's supposed to be fixing the TV, and now he's saying, oh, I'm gonna take it into the shop because it's dangerous, I guess. It's like TV repairman propaganda.
Brad Lewis out there, he's probably watching this show right now. And we can only hope for one thing, that he's a Nielsen household.
They're like, please, anybody, everybody, watch this show, please.
We've all seen couples who can communicate without words.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah. It's gonna take a while.
So this poor lady's sweet husband died. It's very sad.
I don't know, he made a couple bad trades, I guess.
You mean there is no money?
And she's broke, poor lady.
Let me help you out until you get back.
I can't.
Yes. No, it's $1,000. No, I know it's not going to go far, but it's a start.
He said that like a real businessman. Only $1,000. I don't even know if you can do anything with it.
As I looked down at the paper, I could sense Jonathan's presence. It was almost as if Jonathan was sending me a message.
Dead husband is telling her to play the stock market from beyond the grave, as one does.
Bet you didn't think I was gonna pay you back so fast.
No, I did not.
He's way better at the stock market now that he's dead.
Come on, Patty, you had a little luck. I really don't think you should push it.
It was happening again.
Ghost Jonathan's just standing on the table, shaking the chandelier. That's how you know it's him. It's his calling card. Is she gonna end up with the best friend? Is Jonathan gonna get pissed and, stop giving it her stock market advice?
Soon you're going to be able to buy that big house Jonathan was always promising you.
Could be me, but it kinda already looks like she has a big house.
Do you see what I see? Buy me as much as I can afford, first thing in the morning.
Mind if I make a phone call?
No, not at all. I could tell that Chris couldn't wait to jump on my hunch.
Brother, I thought you were gonna make a phone call.
Been a long wait, but you're worth it.
He's trying to steal his dead bestie's girl. That's fucked up. I mean, you can't steal a person, and he's dead. But also, I bet you anything, the hunch is bad because he's trying to get back at the friend. I bet you anything.
In fact, I remembered how he loved to light candles late at night.
I bet you the friend did something fucked up.
But I knew I had a lot of reading ahead of me that night, and candlelight just wasn't going to be enough.
I love how she was having this moment with the candles, honoring her late husband, and then she was like, fuck that, I need electricity.
I wasn't even sure I would be able to read one of those reports.
Good lord, she's like, I don't know if I can read this. I'm just a girl.
All his investments were showing a profit.
Jonathan is so petty, and I love him so much for that.
Steal?
because he stole. You see what he did there?
Chris took the money.
We hate Chris.
This had to be Jonathan again, telling me to sell now. Hi. Yeah, I have an account at Merritt Dickerson.
Dickerson. That's what Chris is. Sorry.
Poor Chris. I had a hunch that would happen.
Yeah, fuck you, Chris.
She may have actually had a talent for it all along, but lacking confidence, she may have psychologically transferred her own decisions to the spirit of her late husband. That's what a therapist might tell us.
A trained professional might tell us this, but fuck that, it was ghosts.
As we grow into adulthood, our bodies become stronger. To a child, the separation between reality and make-believe can be a very thin line.
I vaguely remember this one too, and I remember being terrified of it. And just by the intro, you can kind of tell why, right? Like, I love kids, but kids can be terrifying. Anything about, like, a supernatural child, no. No.
Would you like some more tea? You're my best friend, too.
You guys already know they're gonna say the imaginary friend is like a ghost or something.
Aren't you concerned about that, Maggie?
Aren't you concerned that your child is doing normal child things, Maggie?
But I had an imaginary friend when I was little. Doesn't Sally?
Well, yes, she had one, but she gave that up years ago.
Well, it's not my fault that your kid's boring, Bethany.
Oh, you're probably right. I'm probably reading much more into this than there is.
I mean, she is. Under normal circumstances. I don't care what you're about to tell me this scary demon best friend is.
I'm very sorry, Mrs. Kimball.
About what, Alice?
About your divorce.
This kid's just roasting her.
It's true.
So it's not only a ghost, it's like a nosy ghost. It's a messy ghost.
Mommy, Miss Emery should check on Rebecca. She's really sick. She could die.
Rebecca, sweetheart. Oh my gosh, you're burning up.
So the imaginary friend is clearly not imaginary because they can see the future. They've just saved a life. So far, imaginary friend seems pretty chill.
Sydney doesn't lie.
Alice, I don't want you to talk to Sydney anymore.
You guys have saved too many lives. You've been too much of a service to the community.
Aunt Doris is dead.
Just out of nowhere. Thought you should know.
Sydney told me.
It's not like he killed Aunt Doris. I don't think.
Of course I can keep a secret. Oh, Sydney, that's a great idea.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm starting to get off the Sydney train.
Of course. I'll never leave you.
Is Sydney itty bitty? Is it Jiminy Cricket? I wouldn't put it past Jiminy Cricket.
Or maybe she was a clairvoyant who was too young to understand her own powers. So she invented a friend to cope with it all.
I like that interpretation, that Alice was just clairvoyant and didn't know how powerful she was and no imaginary friend needed. But why was the imaginary friend so tiny? Like, what were they trying to imply? I don't know.
Cookies are real.
That felt like he improv'd that.
What are the odds that we will ever find that one soulmate who will make us happy forever?
Damn, you don't need to depress me right now, James.
What are you, crazy? You could have killed me.
Next time, don't duck and I will!
Good lord, they told these two actors toxic marriage and they really went to 11 with that.
Oh, that's it! I cannot wait to get out of this house and away from you.
Okay, first of all, love these actors. Second of all, not to get too serious, but like, do you notice how in media, women trying to physically harm their partners is seen as like a much more comical thing than like if it was the other way around? Like, not to be preachy, but like, we really do play for laughs, like women like, I threw an iron at his head. It's just like, gender swapped, this wouldn't be taken so lightly anymore. Anyway.
If I ever see you again, it'll be too soon.
It's hard to make a serious point. This guy's got big why-I-oughta energy.
Ironically, they picked the same place to move to. Los Angeles, the city of angels.
So these guys have separated, but now it's like they're parent-trapping themselves by accident?
Each had to endure the challenge of every couple that breaks up, learning how to date all over again.
That sucks. Dating sucks. You okay, buddy?
Are you all right?
I guess he's fine.
Call me.
Good night.
Fully threw her out on the street. Damn.
Our next dedication is for two lovebirds, Brenda and Steven.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. The sentient radio is parent trapping them.
and meet at the Santa Monica Pier in 1 hour.
So, they hear their song, they go to the pier, and what do you know? That ick look she got when she saw the two people happy together, it was so funny.
Brenda, I am so sorry.
Now they get to be the people weirding out other people on the pier.
Steven.
Brenda.
There was a different Brenda and Steven, and these two might still be awful for each other. Something to think about.
And just how many Stevens and Brendas were reunited that night?
A third couple just shows up. Steven, Brenda.
Or was it a communication from some other world altogether?
There's just like some angel that's bored that's just like, pick two names out of a hat, Jerry. Let's see what happens tonight.
Let's revisit them one by one and learn the true answers.
Why did he say it like them telling us the truth was funny? Like a weird concept to him.
Our first plot was about the three girls and their frightening board game.
This one could really go either way. I'm gonna say... Fuck it. I'm gonna say it's true.
We made it up.
God damn it. I always second guess my gut. Ah!
And then there was the couch potato whose life was somehow saved by his beloved TV.
I think this one's made up. They didn't give a shit about this episode. Like this segment of the episode, I think it's fake.
Could this story have really happened? Well, anything is possible, but not in this case. It's completely false.
Aha, I'm on the board.
What's your opinion of the story about the widow who seemed to receive stock tips from her late husband?
I'm gonna say this one's true because it's heartwarming in a weird way, and I think they would want people to think it was true because it's about like true love.
Do you think that you've got this one figured out? Did the events take place? Yes, they did.
All right, I'm making a comeback.
And how about that story of the little girl and her special imaginary friend?
I'm gonna say true because like the thing about kids being able to see ghosts is very prominent, so they're gonna say it's true.
Did you think this story was a stretch of the imagination? Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but the events in this story did happen.
All right, I've got 3. Not bad.
And our last story was about the divorced couple who were reunited by a strange radio announcement that some say was never broadcast.
I think they're gonna say true again because true love. But they kind of made it out to seem like they were toxic, so maybe not. I said true, I'm gonna stick with true. I'll probably regret it.
Do you think a story like this could have happened? Well, it did.
Alright, 4 out of 5. I will take it. I've had worse scores. This episode seems so familiar to me that I had to go and check like 3 different times that I didn't actually already cover it because I'm like constantly afraid that I'm gonna double up on something, but like I haven't. I think I just remember this episode. I probably was watching it on my own somewhat recently and it's just stuck with me because it's kind of one of those extra bizarre episodes. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Everything you do to support this channel means the world to me. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around. I post nonsense all the time. And remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. Bye guys!